Good morning or good afternoon, depending when you're watching this. Hope you're all okay and you're having a good day or a great day, as I would like to say. So, it is indeed me, the Yorkshireman, now living in Wales, back again. And today, Matthew, I would like to cover the subject of 20-minute cities. And I have a feeling this will be a bit of an overview, but I think it's important you understand where they're coming from and possibly some of the implications. I have a feeling I'll have to go through and do some more videos because from what I've read so far it's quite a big subject which I could do half an hour on. So 20-minute cities, well, before I really get into that, what I would like to cover is the surveys which are done in Wales. So when the 20-mile-an-hour limits was thought about, we all saw the surveys, and it's also the same with the 20-minute cities. And what happens is, on average, because I've looked at a lot of them now, is the surveys seems to be between 5,000 and 6,000 people who are selected, or they select themselves for surveys. Now that's an issue, because when you select yourself for a survey, that means you definitely have an opinion on it. And a lot of the surveys I've looked at, the wording is how do you feel about it? It's not really clear cut. And a lot of the answers are, yeah, that'd be nice, or ooh, that made me feel warm and cosy. There's nothing practical about it. There's nothing like taking into consideration what you do now. Would you support 20-mile-an-hour limits? It's not like that. It's a very selective process. Now, again, what you will see, and I've noticed this, is that the Welsh Government in particular turn around and they say 80% or 70% of the population say they want 20-mile-an-hour limits, or they want 20-minute cities or 15-minute cities. Now, sometimes the numbers will be like 48% for and 52% against, and this happened with the 20-mile-an-hour limits, yet they will still carry on with it. So let me get back to the numbers. So what does it mean? So 6,000, if you do it as a percentage out of a population of 3.1 million, is, wait for it, let me have a look, 0.1935%. So that's not even 1%, not even anywhere close to the population. Yet they're making decisions based on that minority. As I will keep saying, if any government is confident, you will ask the people by using a referendum. The mere fact you don't makes me know that you know that the answer is always going to be no unless common sense applies. So I haven't been asked, no one I've talked to have asked, no one asked me about 20-mile-an-hour limits, no one has asked me about 15-20-minute cities. So who wants it? That's always a question. And I've now put my other slide back up, and every single documentation I have seen in one way or another names some of these people, always names our governments. They are desperate to have this. Now, let's think about why. So when did it escalate? Well, 20-minute cities, 15-minute cities escalated just after and during COVID. Because at that point, looking at all the research on it, governments found, and the powers that be found, or the others, that they could lock people down. They could restrict their movements to their houses. And they did it by policing us, by fining us, by sending drones up, by finding people who just sat on a bench. You're going for a walk. Oh, what are you doing out? Knocking on doors, neighbours reporting them. And how do I know this? Because I've had that experience, as have many other people. So that's where it's escalated from. Now, to sort of get you focused on it, what I'd like you to do is also consider some of the way they use manipulation. And during surveys, what I have noticed is that they will always play what I call the child card. Now, it normally is about you don't want a child to die. Now, any death is regrettable. But all I will say is, having worked in the public sector, and since I'm quite active in reading documentation, many children have died in the NHS hospitals. A lot of them could have been avoidable deaths. And at the moment, there's a bit of an inquiry going on into some of the Welsh hospitals where deaths were deemed which could have been avoidable. Any death is sad. But the thing what I have noticed looking at this documentation is that older people, elderly people, the people who've worked all their lives, people who want to get a state pension, people who've done something and contributed, are now being told by the present government, and let me make myself really clear on this, at the moment all governments are the same. There is very little between them all. And the American expression for that is a uni-government. So, let's get back to the older people, the older generation, the ones who have contributed, the ones who might have fought in wars to protect our freedom. That's how I look at it. I myself, I've contributed to society. I've worked. Other people have not. However, what we're now saying is, this new government, they will take away your heating allowance. Now I take that as code for, we don't really care about you. We're not interested. However, if you are on state benefits, you will still get that heating allowance. And that becomes a bit of an issue for people. Now the other thing, what I think I need to really point out is, as I'm going through some documentation, and there is a lot of documents to look at to be sure about that, is I then come across this one. And this is the Future Generations Report 2020. And again, how many people contributed to this? About 6,000 people, and various bodies, interested bodies. And one of them, I think, is our favourite group, Sustrans. So they have an interest in all of this. Now this document is 800 pages long. Now there's a lot in it, and to be honest, I sometimes speed read it, sometimes something catches my attention. But in all these documents there's little hidden gems which tell you the true agenda, what's going to go on. So page 442, I came across this beaut here. And this sets the vision. This is the vision for Wales 2050. So why should you now pay attention to this? Now if you're a young person, a youth, Gen Z, Zen D, whatever you want to call yourselves, pay attention to this. Because this is mapping out your life. And it's your vision. But I guarantee, and if I remember, they didn't ask many young people, just a select few who were going to give the right answers. So, let me draw you to this on the right. Cities, now we are talking 20-minute cities here, or neighbourhoods, will be designed to prevent the spread of epidemics, to promote healthy behaviours, and to promote healthy behaviours. Right, let's really focus on that. How are you going to do that? What are you going to do? What you're going to do is you are going to have high-tech surveillance on the edge of your perimeter, and that your perimeter in a city, 15-minute city, is not going to be big. Because when they say 20-minute cities, that's walking there and back, which is approximately a walk. That's about a 3 mile. And that's pushing it. That's all you've got, 3 miles. If you want to go outside of that, you're either going to have to get permission because you'll be captured, you're going to have to show an ID, you're going to have to do something to go outside. Now to reinforce that, in Oxford, where they're very proud of it all, they've already said that yes, if you have a car and you need to go out, or you need to go outside of your little 15-minute, 20-minute neighbourhood, we'll give you a 100-day pass, so you can use it for 100 days. So there's 365 days in a year. So how's that work? Now that takes away your freedom. So let me get back to you young people. Now as a kid, I used to like to go all over the place. I like to go see mates. I wanted to do things. I wanted to have different experiences. Even where I live in now, people go out, kids go out, they have different experiences, they travel about. What this is saying, you can't do that unless you get a tick in the box or you get a card. Now, I should imagine if you sneak out, they will capture you, or you will be tracked down and followed. Sounds extreme. Maybe not, because I've just now read latest article A group of cyclists report to motorists for passing too close. The police, or Go Safe, Nottinghamshire if I remember, wrote to the motorists, because they have the registration number, saying, "Oh, we believe you've passed too close, be more careful. At this point in time we're taking no action." That's a sign of an invasive society. Remember, that letter was sent without any real evidence. They don't even know if they got the right driver. But that's the society we're going to live into. Your young kids are going to live into. Now for me, I don't think any child should have that. Now, 2050, I should imagine at my rate of drinking, I will be dead by then. But who knows? I could be alive and kicking thinking, well, I'm watching all this play out and I don't like it. So the thing about these 20-minute cities or neighbourhoods is it's not good. Don't be conned into it. So when you come, all you need to make sure you keep doing is vote. So if you're a young person and you've said, make sure you watch that idiot Yorkshireman from Wales, I'm trying to help you out here, trying to give you a warning. If you want a bit of freedom, if you want to see different parts of your country which are more than, let me think, more than 3 miles away, make sure you actually vote against any of this. Anybody who comes up with this as an agenda, vote against it. I will be covering more about 20-minute cities, but I am aware that some of my videos go on a bit because I'm prone to ranting. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. You might have learnt something, hopefully, that when we say 80% of a population, the Welsh Government actually means under 1%, and when we're saying neighbourhoods, we actually mean cities, and what we're saying is the perimeter is basically about 3 miles. And yes, as you can see in here, I cannot say enough, designed to prevent the spread of epidemics. That means they must have a process in place to track people. Right, thank you for watching. Hopefully you have a good day and I will see you later. Thank you.